Good morning, friends. Happy Thursday. We're going to start with our morning message. I want you to think about what we're missing, what sounds we're missing, and what words we're missing as we're reading our message. Remember that when you're reading, you want to sit up nice and tall so that your voice projects and that you're speaking in a loud and proud voice. It's up here. Good morning, friends. Now, at the end of this sentence, I'm missing a punctuation mark. What punctuation mark do you think I need to add here? I can either add a period, punto final, exclamation mark, punto de exclamación, or a question mark, un punto de interrogación. Which of these do you think I can use for the ending of my sentence? Good. If you picked option number 2, you are correct because I like to usually welcome you all with an exciting voice. So I'm going to add this exclamation point. Let's read it one more time. My voice is going to go up because I have this punctuation mark. Good morning, friends. Today is Thursday, April 16th, 2020. I want you to think about the sounds that we're missing in the beginning of our words because there are missing sounds here. Now remember, when we start and we're saying the date, we always start with today. So what letter do you think is going to make the t sound? Think for a minute. And very good. Now I'm going to use an uppercase T, una T mayúscula, because I am starting a new sentence. This punctuation mark is telling me that I'm starting a brand new sentence. What letters, and we're going to use a diagram for this, do you think I'm going to use for the word Thursday? Remember, we talked about these letters, these two letters, they come together and they make a special sound. They make a different sound, right? There's not sounds that you usually hear in those letters. If you said TH, you are correct, right? I'm not going to make my H capital, but my T definitely has to be capital because the days of the week in Spanish in English, are uppercase. And last but not least, I need a letter A for April. A, right? And we actually hear the letter A saying its name. Let's reread this one more time. Today is Thursday, April 16th, and notice at the end of 16th, I have that sound again. That is in the beginning of Thursday, 2020. We will have reading, writing, space, math. How can I spell the word and? This is a sight word, right? Es una palabra de uso frecuente, entonces es una palabra que no podemos oír los sonidos, solamente tenemos que saber cómo escribirlo. So how can we write the word and? Think for a minute. 3 letters, and. And is A-N-D, okay? My question for today is, and before I read you the question, I want to ask you for a favor that I want us to start doing for morning meeting. So what I would like for you to do is when you're watching the morning message video, I want you to use a notebook that you received from us, and I want you to answer the question in your notebook. And you can maybe draw a picture, you can write 1 sentence, 2 sentences, but I definitely want you to answer your question in your book, so that way, even if you're not commenting on the video on Facebook or YouTube, you are definitely answering it, okay? So I'll say it in Spanish as well. Lo que quiero que hagan desde ahora en adelante es quiero que usen el cuaderno que le dimos en la escuela para responder las preguntas del mensaje de la mañana, porque algunos amigos están comentando en Facebook y otros amigos no están comentando, pero sí quiero que todos estén respondiendo. Entonces, si no van a agregar un comentario, lo que pueden hacer es, usando el cuaderno, pueden hacer un dibujo o pueden escribir algunas palabras o unas oraciones para responder la pregunta. Okay, so desde ahora en adelante, cuando estemos viendo el video, quiero que tengan un lápiz y el cuaderno al frente de ustedes para poder responder la pregunta del día. Y si lo que pueden hacer es pueden pausar después de que lean la pregunta, pueden responder y de ahí ver el resto del video, o pueden esperar hasta el final del video para responder la pregunta. Okay, escuchen la pregunta de hoy. what are some small problems that you have at home? So we've talked in school about having big problems, right? Big problems are problems where you need an adult to help you, and small problems, right? Problems that you can solve on your own, right? That you can think of a solution by yourself, or that maybe you can ask someone for help that doesn't necessarily need to stop what they're doing, and then you can try to solve it on your own. So I want you to think, because I'm sure that there are still situations where you have to try to resolve on your own. What are some small problems that you may have at home, and how can you solve them by yourself? Okay, we talked about this in the beginning of the week. Entonces, la pregunta de hoy está diciendo o está preguntando, ¿cuáles son algunos pequeños problemas que a veces tengan en casa? Entonces, recuerda, tenemos problemas pequeños y tenemos problemas grandes. Problemas grandes son cuando necesitas un adulto, la ayuda de un adulto. Okay. Por ejemplo, te golpeas y estás sangrando, necesitas la ayuda de un adulto. Pero también tenemos problemas pequeños. Estos problemas son problemas que uno puede resolver solo o independientemente. Entonces, quiero que pienses quiero que hagan una lista en su cuaderno de cuáles son algunos pequeños problemas que ustedes pueden resolver solos en casa, como por ejemplo, si yo necesito un nuevo lápiz, ¿verdad? Y yo sé dónde están los lápices en mi casa, en vez de comenzar a llorar o pedirle la ayuda a alguien, yo me puedo parar y agarrar el lápiz solo o sola, ¿verdad? Entonces, ese sería, por ejemplo, un problema pequeño, algo que yo puedo resolver solamente. Quiero que piensen en los diferentes problemas pequeños que tienen en casa y cómo los podemos resolver. Okay, let's finish our message. Love, Miss Salamea. For our schedule today, we are having currently morning meeting. You have reading, then you have a quick break for recess. You have to read your passage and answer questions. Then we have lunch. We have some writing to complete. Again, another recess. Remember that these recesses are important because you need to rest. Then we have a sight word game for today. So we're going to be studying some English sight words. Please make sure that you're logging on Dreambox. I'm noticing that a lot of friends are not going on Dreambox, but remember that I can see who's logging in, and also I'm giving you assignments there, right? So it's really important that you're trying your best to get on Dreambox. If you can't because you don't have a device, that's very different. But if you do, please make sure that you're taking the time to complete that, because that is part of your homework, okay, or your learning at home. And at the end, we're going to do a reading about small problems and big problems, since we are talking about that. So for today's day, I want you to think about yesterday's day. So yesterday was miércoles, which we call Wednesday in English. Okay, so today I want you to think, and I'm going to give you some time to say the date on your own. So remember, when we say the date in English, we start with today is. So I want you to take a minute and think about it. You can even write it if you want to. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and say it together. While we say it together, I want you to also think about what our next picture is going to be for our pattern in our calendar. And it is a blue flower. Let's read our calendar. Today is Thursday, April 16th, 2020. Remember that our year does not change yet, because we need to finish all of the months of the year, right? Before we get to the next year. So I hope to see you later for our sight word game and our read aloud later on. Okay? See you later, friends. Goodbye.